What's up, guys? It's another Friday, and we're back with smiling faces. Welcome to First to Business Video Podcast.
First to Business, baby.
I'm Kato, your host. And like I told you guys last week, we have a very special guest on the show today. And she's here. Mayor Allgood of Troy, North Carolina. Say hello to the people.
Hello. Thank you all for having us. It's exciting to be here in Troy, North Carolina.
Yes, it is, man. And, it's a lot of things going on in Troy right now that we're going to get into tonight. And I want the people to know or learn more about you tonight. First of all, you're a pastor of a church called True Worship Ministries in Bisco, North Carolina. Also the mayor of Troy, North Carolina. And a mother.
Right.
How many kids do you have?
We have 4.
You have 4 kids?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and 3 grandbabies.
Okay. 3 grandbabies. Oh, Italy, what's up? Say what's up to the people, Italy.
How y'all doing? I hope you guys are doing good tonight.
Yeah. And of course, we got Grayson in the background again from Grayson's Family Fun. He's very excited to have the mayor on the show tonight. So getting back into it, though, I first met you. I met you through my wife. Came to your church.
Yes.
And that's the first time I think I ever met you. I heard your voice and the way you was preaching and singing. I was like, yo, her words mixed with her voice, it reminds me of a Lauryn Hill or a Tasha Cobbs.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's why I'm kind of nervous tonight, because, Lauryn Hill is one of my biggest, I'm a big fan of Lauryn Hill, and I'm kind of nervous tonight, but I'm excited at the same time, and I'm honored.
My honor.
And of course, we had some people send us some questions from the Facebook, and we'll get to those a little later. Okay. We'll slide them in. But what's been going on with you as mayor right now?
Well, as mayor, there's a whole lot going on.
Right. Really,
pretty much. One thing about Troy has so much potential, so many things that are here. It's just a beautiful town. And being as beautiful as it is, I'm looking and searching for the next. And that was the platform that I ran on. I said, we're preparing for we're actually strengthening our now. What we have right now, we're strengthening that.
Right.
But we also have to prepare for our next.
Yes.
And with that being said, I've been going to different conferences. I was able to travel up to Kansas City, Missouri, able to go out to Houston, Texas, and just a lot of different conferences, Blowing Rock, all of these places where just pretty much trying to find out what's going on in other towns. What are other mayors doing? What is it that we can actually bring into Troy in order to just push Troy further than where it is now? Not to transform it, because like I said, we have a really good town, but to be able to use what's in the town and pull out what's in it so that we can be the fullest that we can be here in the town.
So during your journey, have you found any towns that's really similar to Troy?
I have. As a matter of fact, there's a couple of people that I met, mayors that I met out in Georgia. And we met them in Houston, Texas, but to sit down and also in South Carolina with small towns. One young man had 400 people in his town, but he is, he's doing it.
400 people in the
400
town.
people in the town, and he's the mayor of it.
How many people in the town of Troy?
4,000.
4,000.
Yeah, around 4,000. May have a little less than that. The census is coming through, so we'll have a greater feel of that. So
yeah. Troy got 4,000 people in it.
It's such a small town. Look, I thought there was 50 people here.
Look, now you in Troy, you might get beat up before you leave Troy, so you better chill out with that. I'll make a simple phone call and it's on and popping.
I'm quiet.
But that's crazy though. 400 people in the town and they're doing a lot of things. Do you happen to remember the name of the town?
I do not remember the name. I don't know if it's Columbus, South Carolina, but the mayor was the president of the U.S. mayors.
Okay.
So it's, and the U.S. mayors are all the mayors that come together, and he was actually the president of
all the mayors in the whole country?
The whole country of the United States of America. Well, and he was the president, but yet he has this little bitty small town.
That is amazing.
Yes, exactly.
I wonder how he got that position.
I don't know.
He must work really hard though.
And that's it. It's just a matter of putting yourself out there. As a mayor, I'm telling you, because sometimes it's a difference between strong mayors and weak mayors is what they call it.
Right.
A strong mayor, pretty much, you can go in and fire anybody you want to,
True.
right? You use your muscles. But with a weak mayor, it's pretty much which here in Troy, I'm a so-called weak mayor, where I depend a lot on the board in order to pass through things.
Okay.
So I can't just go in and hire, fire, and and do all of that.
Okay.
I make recommendations.
Okay, sort of like the Barack Obama situation.
Pretty much so.
When he ran the country.
Yes, exactly.
So,
exactly.
But anyway, congratulations on becoming the mayor.
Thank you.
And everything you do as a pastor, congratulations on that. And so how do you deal with, like you said, you work with the board,
right?
And they call you the weak mayor,
right?
Well, how do you deal with people treating you like that?
Well, I mean, the thing is this: it's a matter of, although it's considered to be a weak mayor, mayors in and of itself have. We represent the town, right? So if I show up, I'm showing up for Troy, right? So no matter how people view it on the inside, I'm gonna tell you, whenever people come from the outside in, I am well respected.
Oh yeah,
right.
Because you know what? You're the first female mayor in Troy, and on top of that, you're the first Black female mayor in Troy, and that's something that I never thought I would see in my lifetime. I was hoping I would, and it happened. Just like I was hoping I would see a Black president, and I want to see a Black female president, and I think you're good for that too. Miss Barack Obama, isn't it? But yeah, so I mean, I really think I have high expectations of you.
Well, I appreciate that.
And it makes me mad sometimes when I hear people trying to talk down on you, because most of the time it's men, and it's hard for men to have a female leader over them, right? Even though they're married and the woman in the house is the leader anyway, and they don't know that.
They don't know that.
But that's how it is, and the female is a very strong person in our society, has been for hundreds and hundreds of years. Very powerful, just like your words, they're very inspirational and influential. So I think people should give you the respect, because you earn it.
Right.
Every time I see you, you're smiling. Even when I pass you on the highway, you're smiling in the car. I see you smiling, I'm like, there she is. But Italy, like one time the KKK came to Troy.
What?
And was protesting. You know how they do, or whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
But they came to Troy. This is way before she was mayor. And I seen a video clip, and I'm going to try to pull it up and show it to you. But the video clip, it was a big crowd of people. And the only voice I heard was the mayor's voice. Really? She was in the middle of the crowd just shouting, just shouting all kind of stuff. I'm like, that's what's up.
That's the type of people you need in your life.
Exactly. Bro. For real, man. We definitely need that type of people around us. And I'm glad that she's in the position that she's in for Troy right now. And how do you feel about the new highway that just was built around Troy?
Now, the highway has, I know it is taking a lot of the traffic away from the town. So it is posing that type of problem. But I really feel that the bypass was necessary for Troy to be able to realize that we have to come up to the plate.
Right.
Because sometimes we can get comfortable, doing what we do, how we do, we good.
Yes.
But because of the threat of the bypass, it's like, okay, now, Troy, we got to bring out what we really have.
Got to.
Now, we can say that we have a good, North Main, and we have a nice, whatever, with the Denson Creek, the golf course, and so forth.
Right.
But the thing is that we can get so in a place of lackadaisical where we just feel like we got this.
Right.
But this bypass now, it challenges us to bring out our best, bring it up to the plate. We have it. It's just a matter of just bringing it out now.
Right. And when I started my trucking company, I was out there driving myself, and we would go through, we'd be in different cities, in different states. And one night we was out on the highway and we needed gas. We saw the signs for gas on the side of the road, so we took the exit. We went, and when we pulled up to the town, it was a ghost town. I mean, all these stores were there, but they had wood on the windows.
Wow.
And we found out that it was a new bypass that they had put into place, and it shut all the businesses down because people wasn't stopping and frequenting the businesses there.
Right.
It's the same way. I'm from the area of Rockingham. You ever heard of Ellerby?
Oh yeah.
220.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
220 shut that little
shut
town
it down.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, that's what I was wondering. Like, people say Troy is gonna be a ghost town soon, but I say I don't think so because we have businesses here. Like we have the Food Kings, we have the Food Lions. I think Food Lion will go before Food King,
right?
Because Food Lion being so far out, and people in town can get the Food King faster.
Right.
And the Quick Check off of the bypass, I think down by the credit union,
right?
I think they'll stay open, and definitely BP.
Right.
You know, so I don't really think that Troy would shut down and become a ghost town because we even got new businesses opening up.
Exactly. And I'm going to tell you, we're the county seat.
Right.
So if people want to pay their water bill, they come in here for court.
That's true.
They come in here for, the probation officers and all of those different things. And also with our Troy stage, our town stage.
Oh, yeah.
That's bringing in like 500-600 people every time an event is going down.
Wow.
So have you ever been down there?
I haven't. What days are they on?
Every other Thursday. We don't have any more for the rest of this year though, because it's during the summer months. But on every other Thursday, it's a group that comes out and they have the brewery. They have people selling food.
So they have alcohol out there?
They do have alcohol.
I gotta go.
I'm not a drinker.
I know you're not a drinker.
But it's a lot of people that, they're out there. Like I said, 500-600 people in one night.
Wow.
So people are coming, and it's like
so they're just out singing and just having a good time.
Like they bring in different bands.
Okay.
Our Main Street organization brings in bands, and they'll have them up there, and they're singing, and people are sitting there enjoying.
Hey, I definitely got to check that out. And you said they're not going to be any more for the rest of this year?
For the rest of as far as from our Main Street, now people can rent it out. Okay. So it may be other people that's on the schedule that I'm not aware of right now until they start advertising.
Because I know we got the coffee shop downtown.
Yes, Urari Mercantile.
And we have Tia Caper opened up a shop.
A hemp shop.
That's good.
Yes.
I wonder how that's going. I haven't talked to her, so I need to get up with her and find out how that business is going. And what else do we have downtown?
Caroline's Boutique is there.
Right.
Also, it's Crawford's Diner is there. We have some businesses that are coming in. Well, the Esther House, that's more focused on domestic violence victims and different things like that.
That's what I needed.
Right. We have a printing company. As a matter of fact, my husband,
I've used them.
Yeah, that printing company, I'm telling you, they're good. They're really good.
And the prices are reasonable too.
Oh, very much. We tried to go online and we compared it to here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's hard to find prices for a physical store cheaper than online stores.
Right.
And the name of that is Carolina Printing, I think.
It is. It is.
Yeah, they do good work, and I do recommend them for people that have businesses around or anything. If you need anything, they do T-shirts and everything.
Exactly. And we're looking at a brewery coming in town as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
I'm
happy because that's good. How big, though? Like, how big is the brewery?
What's been described to us is that where you can actually see the beer being made.
Okay.
So, that type, right there at the corner, as you're going down at the corner where the light is across from the Mercantile.
Okay.
Is where they're not directly across, but to the right of it.
Okay. That'll be good. Because I've heard rumors that many years ago, a brewery was supposed to come before, but they got voted out not to come. Oh,
well, see, we had to change our ordinances.
Okay.
Yeah, because,
What about the Walmart? I heard that Walmart was supposed to come and they voted that out.
Now, based upon what I've heard, that was false information.
Was it?
People can tell me anything. Yeah. They can say anything.
Yeah, because I've heard about a lot of businesses that's supposed to come here, but they got voted down. And I think the reason why a lot of things get voted down or don't get approved is because the community doesn't go out to the town meetings and voice their opinion and put in their vote.
Exactly.
That's all you gotta do, people. Go out to the town hall meeting and voice your opinion. Because like my father, he used to always stress that. My father and my mom, they used to always stress going to the meetings and let the people know what you want and vote for it.
Right.
And then people get mad and they say, oh, the white people got this. But they got it because they went and voted.
Who's at the meeting?
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
Right, you got to be involved.
Right.
You got to be involved in your community if you want your community to sustain and grow,
Right.
But a lot of people can't seem to understand that. So,
What do you expect?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Well, because it's something, even whenever I get complaints and so forth, like the sidewalks and this is not being maintained. Now, I can't see everything in the town.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I don't know who is who and what is what.
Right.
I can go around and say, okay, well, this needs to be done and that needs to be done. Mm-hmm. But people know their property.
Right.
They know that, okay, I need this done in my community. I need that done in my community. Mm-hmm. So they can actually bring that to me, but I'm one voice for them. Right. Although I can say, okay, this needs to be done. Yeah. And it can be done for the moment and then, not be done later on.
Because I think that was one of the questions that somebody had asked me to ask you about the sidewalks on Fairground.
Right.
And maintaining all the properties around the community, because there's some properties around here that are owned by older people that live out of state. Mm-hmm. Either the houses or the property was owned by their family, and everybody passed away and they still have it, and they don't care to come and check it out. They don't care about all that. So there's been a lot of complaints about some of the property around here.
Well, I spoke with the town manager regarding that probably a couple of months ago, and he had stated how, it is a process where you have to send letters and, wait so many days and so forth. Right. And then what happens is if the town itself have to come out and maintain that property, they'll pretty much send them a bill and say, you have to pay this. We do have a lot of projects going on right now with our maintenance crew. We are building bathrooms. So just finished building bathrooms.
The basketball court.
Right, at the basketball court. And the ones at the town stage, if they're not finished by now, they are either finished or almost finished over at the town stage. Okay. And the same thing is happening down here at the Peabody Park as well. So there are some projects that maintenance people actually have to do themselves. And so it's, sometimes slight reminders are needed from the residents when they show up and say, look,
Well, I know Mario Marshall will be really happy to hear about the bathrooms being fixed at the park, because he hosts the basketball tournaments, and he really needs the running water and stuff he was saying.
Right. Yeah. Mario Marshall, he has been so instrumental. He stepped in with the football camp. He did like a kickball. He's just trying to do things for the youth.
He does a lot of things, yeah. He's always working for the youth, and he also went to the school and paid school fees.
Oh, wow.
Last year. Because, a lot of the high school was saying that kids couldn't graduate or, receive lunch if they didn't have their dues paid.
Now that's my pet peeve right there. So.
Yeah. And so he went, and him and, what's his partner name? Can't remember his partner's name.
Raymond. Mm-hmm.
They went and paid fees.
Wow.
And I was wishing my daughter would have been up in there. I was like, man, he didn't get Jordan. But that's a good thing. And I really appreciate the things that he does. And I'm going to get him in here one night too, so we can talk about a lot of stuff.
Right.
Yeah. And I know on Friday nights though, that's when we record. And Friday nights, he loves football. Okay. He's at either the football game or he's in Fayetteville at a football game for his nephew or something. Okay. Like that. But we have spoken. And we will get him on here soon. Yeah. So, speaking, not speaking about all the political stuff right now, like, where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Bisco.
You're originally from Bisco?
Yes, I was born in Troy and raised in Bisco.
Okay, so, like, I know my mom told me not to be asking women their age, but...
I'm 45.
You're 45?
I'm 45.
Okay, so I don't remember you. Like, growing up, I was in Bisco a lot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had a one or two girlfriends over there at the time, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I always heard your name, but I never, I think you used to, I don't want to put that job there. I know you're married now, so we're not going to bring that up.
And I'm like, because when I first seen you, I was like, man, where's she from? Like, I've never seen her before.
Wow.
And I don't know how, because I'm pretty sure you play sports. You went to East, right?
I did. No. Oh. See, we left in the 6th grade, when I was in the 6th grade. Okay. So that's probably why. My father, he worked for CP&L. It's Progress Energy now, but Duke Energy now, right? So he worked for CP&L, and they transferred him to Moore County.
Okay, so you went to Moore County school.
But we still came back, went to church, and we had Youth Against Drugs. It was a step team. I don't know. Have you ever heard of that?
That sounds familiar.
Well, it was a step team, and we didn't have a lot of people on the west side come. but a lot of East Side people.
That does sound familiar.
On the step team.
Because me and Mario also spoke about him starting up a step team.
Yes, he told me about that as well.
So maybe he can get some advice from you, because I told him I didn't know anything about the step team. I could put some dance moves together for you, but I can't help you with the step team, though.
Yeah, it was back in 99 is whenever we first started it.
Okay, so in 99, I wasn't here in 99.
Okay.
I left in 92 and I came back in 2000. No, I made a pit stop in 95 and I left again and came back in 2001.
Okay, so you did miss that phase.
Yeah, so I missed all that.
Right.
Do y'all have video clips of all this?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Is it on YouTube?
As a matter of yes, it's actually called Youth Fest.
Okay.
We had a Youth Fest.
I'm going to check that out.
We had different people from all over North Carolina came to East Montgomery.
Okay.
And they had a step show and won prizes and all types of things.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
Youth Fest.
You definitely look that up on YouTube. So how did you meet your husband?
In Bisco.
Bisco.
Yes.
He's sitting over there all quiet right now.
I'm telling you.
You can't see him, but he's in here. You're not going to let it get too far.
Right. He was standing back in the cut, had his little Redskin. Redskin, the bomber jackets. You remember those?
Redskin. You still a Redskin fan? Carolina Panther. Uh-oh, Dallas.
Oh.
Okay. We good then. I don't care who it is. We good. That's what's up.
Yes.
But so far as your church, like, you guys do a lot of stuff. Oh, yeah, Carolina. You guys do a lot of stuff. I don't know how they lost against Clemson last week. But as far as the church, you guys do a lot of things, man. I see people out there all the time getting clothes.
Right.
And you have the hair salon inside the church?
Yeah, well, actually, we're transitioning now. We're taking the salon out and expanding the clothing closet.
Okay.
Because there's a great need.
Yeah, it is.
And we only open on Thursdays from 9 to 2. Well, if we expand it, then that means that people can come throughout the week inside. Because, like I said, there's a great need in the community.
Yeah, it is, man. A lot of people, I've heard people talking about it.
Right.
And I've seen people out there, people that you wouldn't even think would be out there.
Right, exactly.
They're out there digging through the boxes, going through the clothes.
Well, anything to lighten the load for the families.
Right.
You know, if you can go out and people donate, they donate. Some of the clothes still have tags on them.
Yes.
So if you can save money in that way, you know, we had here in Troy, we have 46% in poverty.
I believe it.
46%.
I believe it.
And so it's like, you know, if we can shift that, they can come and get free clothes and they can use the money that they have on other things.
Right, that'll help them out a lot.
Right, exactly.
It might be 47% because I think we in that poverty level. Even though I work every day.
That's half
and everything. Yo,
that's crazy.
Almost half, and that's it. That's it.
That's sad, actually.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And I tend to see that in the small little towns too, like in the countryside. I see that.
But my thing is, like, as far as people being like, maybe say homeless and stuff. When I lived in Atlanta, I saw homeless people all the time, and it was really sad. You know, it was people that were sick, like mental disorders and everything, that was out in the street and nowhere to go, and it was really bad. And I actually knew one person that became homeless and was in the street, but refused for me to help him.
Oh.
Yeah, he refused for me to help him. I offered to get him back to his family, but he refused for me to do that until it was probably like a year and a half, 2 years later. He went through a lot of stuff and he was dealing with the street and he couldn't deal anymore. So he finally came to me. He met me in my parking lot one day and said, "Kiddo, I'm ready." And I said, "Okay, I got you." And I took care of him. And, you know, what I always say about small towns like this, though, I don't think anybody should be homeless.
Exactly.
Because, like, I wouldn't be homeless in a small town like this. I'm going to knock on somebody's door and I say, "I'm hungry.
Right.
I need somewhere to sleep." Somebody's going to look out for you.
Especially there's more hospitality.
Yeah, right. More people will look out for you, man.
Right.
So I just don't see how people could actually be homeless. I had a friend that was actually, I'm not going to call his name, but he was actually homeless in Troy, sleeping on the Peabody steps at one time.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't even know it. I see him every day, but I didn't know that he was homeless like that. I had another friend that was homeless riding around in a car that was his home.
Wow.
You know, and I found out about that because I noticed he kept wearing the same clothes. And one day I called him, it was freezing cold, and I called him early in the morning, sleep in the car.
Oh.
And I thought he was with his wife and everything, but he was homeless. His wife had left him and he was homeless. That's pretty sad, man.
And it's something because, we have the invisible homeless, those that they're, you see them throughout the day and it looks like they're good. But then they don't have a place to stay. And that confuses the county as a whole, because really, if you look at our statistics of homeless, it doesn't seem like we have hardly any, but so, we do have them.
What about the social services? Like, what are they doing to help them?
Well, now from when people come to us, what we do is we find a shelter on the outside. So we find a shelter, the one in Sanford, one in Rockingham.
So we don't have one in Troy.
We do not have one in Troy. We not in Montgomery County at all, and which is something that personally I've been trying to push for, and trying to get because the thing is that although the state gives the county monies for these things, if we don't have an organization to come to open it, then the money can't go anywhere. So we have to have organizations to come in and open those types of things, like the homeless shelter. And
what about my nephew Tremaine Ingram? He's the owner of Moco Life 910. What about somebody like that? What if they stepped in?
Now that would be good. If I'm telling you, if these 501c3 organizations, and you have to be 501c3,
right? He is,
and that's really good because I'm gonna tell you one thing about our color is that we don't like to go through the process,
got to, though.
And you do for sustainability purposes. Right. If you want to do things, you have to have it. The structure set up correctly so that, because there's monies that come in, there's monies that are available. But an organization like Moco Life, if they came in and they said, look, we open up a youth center. Right? We're going to get this building. We're going to, and so at that point now, we can look in all types of resources and say, okay, let's direct monies into that nonprofit organization because it's necessary for our community.
It really is. I'm going to talk to him about that because he had called me last week and him and his wife were actually riding around Troy and they was looking and he asked me, like, what can we do for Troy to make Troy better? Like, especially in our neighborhood down here.
Right.
I spoke about the park that got shut down and it was rumors that it was on top of some type of landfill.
Right.
And I don't know if that's true. And I didn't believe that. That's what I'm saying. I was like, I really didn't believe that. I think that's something that just made up, something similar to, and I'm not too sure about all the details, but you was going through an issue with the Peabody school.
Right.
And that's what it reminds me of when he was talking about the park being on the landfill. And I'm like, so I think they ran a lot of game on the Peabody situation too, but I don't know all the details of that. And if you want to speak on it, you can speak on it.
Well, I can, because the thing is that, so Peabody, the Troy Housing was able to take over the Peabody, the actual school back in, I think it was 1999 around that time. But it was with the agreement that the Peabody Community Club would actually have access to the gym and the 2 rooms that they have now as well. And so there was some things that occurred over the years, new leadership that occurred with Troy Housing. And based upon that new leadership, they were like, okay, if you all want to use it, you're going to have to pay $400 every time you use it. Wow. And so, but I was able to find that old contract and I asked the leadership, is this contract still valid? And he said, yes. And he said they didn't terminate it. The Peabody Club didn't terminate it.
Well,
so since it didn't terminate, so I'm like, what are we waiting on then? Right. But it's a matter of getting the people in there that will be dedicated to maintaining it, running the programs, and keeping it, where the community can have access to it and not tear it up. And I understand we don't want to tear it up. Right, and that's, we have to make sure of that. But I'm going to tell you this one thing as well, because the buildings that are being maintained are being maintained by people that either the town has hired to maintain it,
right.
or different people have hired in order to maintain those things.
Okay.
Even with the park, those are supposed to be maintained by the town.
Do they live here though? Those people they hired,
and that's the thing. Do they? Well, the people. Well, usually it comes through the maintenance of the town. Okay. So the maintenance, the public works department is supposed to go around and maintain different things. So that's the thing is that we have to make sure that we're being treated fair. Like if you go to Denson Creek, there's a hired staff person there that's making sure that it's kept up. They have maintenance people there that's making sure it's kept up and so forth.
That's the golf club, right?
The golf course, right? Exactly. So something like that. I mean, I would be interested in the town taking the Peabody gym over and we ourselves maintaining it. I mean, that's a lot to ask, but that's just my opinion.
Right.
But just something to make it available to the community and to help put programmings in our community.
So does the town of Troy, do we own the country club, the golf course?
Yes. Okay. That's town property.
Because I know at one time it was privately owned.
Right, it was. And then they it was going under and the town rescued it. Okay. And so now the public owns the golf course.
Okay. And so because when you go down there, it seems like it's still privately owned. That's how they try to make it seem.
And right. Well, the thing is that if, based upon education,
that's it.
When we educate ourselves, because anything, and I say this all the time. I was talking to a police officer, not a sheriff officer the other day, officer on the sheriff department. And I said, look, you work for the public.
Right.
And
they forget that.
Right, exactly. But his response was, no, I work for the sheriff department. No, the sheriff department is publicly funded.
Right.
So you are our employees.
Exactly. That's
you see what I'm saying?
I tried to explain that one time and I almost got beat up over it.
And I stress that over and over again. Like if taxpayers are paying your paycheck, then guess what? We have a say so on what's going on.
I'm telling you, I try to explain that to people, and I even told one of the officers that it's been a long time ago though. They don't know that. Right.
Well, this was last week that I told this officer that, and he was like, "No, I don't work for."
Yeah, they don't seem to understand that.
Right.
And I think I don't know. I sat with Glenda one time and talked about that. I was like, people have started doing things that got out of order because the other people or us as people are not educated, like you were saying, to understand the policies and the guidelines for how things are supposed to be ran in certain organizations. And people take advantage of that.
And they do. And I'm going to tell you, the first thing I say is, show me the policy.
Right.
If somebody tells me, like, this cannot be done or I can't do this, I need to see the policy on this. Yeah. Because you have to go back to the policy. At the end of the day, the laws, they work.
Yes.
The laws work. And they're for all of us, not just some of us.
Right.
And so we have to go and say, okay, these are my rights.
Right.
This is what the law says, that I don't have to, even with police officers, I don't have to allow you to search my car.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You don't have probable cause to do. I give you no consent. But if people are not aware of that, a young man, they came to the door and they asked, "Can we come in your house and search your home?" And he thought that he had to.
Right.
So he let them come in and search his home. Yeah. They didn't find anything, but at the same rate, it's like you don't have to. Right. You say, where is the warrant? I need to see. Right. I need to see something.
People really need to get educated on stuff like that, because a lot of our youth are being taken advantage of like that too. I seen a video on Facebook where a Hispanic guy from Troy, I think, Nabisco, they had pulled him over and they was basically beating on his windows and cussing him out, telling him to get out the car. And he was like, "No, I'm not getting out the car. Why do you want me to get out the car?" And they finally just left him alone.
I saw a video.
You saw that?
No, it was a different one. The guy, the police officer had pulled him over, and then he just asked him for his license and registration. And the guy was like, "Why are you pulling me over?" And he didn't want to tell him. He's like, "If you give me your information, your stuff, then I'll tell you why I pulled you over." And they just kept going back and forth. He's like, he was basically fighting it. Like, he was educated, you could tell. But then I guess the officer, like, he got mad about it. I don't know if he was
They're going to get mad because they think that they have the power over you like that.
So the dude didn't want to give it to him because he didn't know what he got pulled over for. The police officer didn't state it to him.
And I respect police officers, and they do a dangerous job.
Right, they do.
That too.
They do.
And because if something happens, first people you call 911. They're coming.
Right.
They don't care. They're coming.
Yeah.
Just like a dog. It's trouble. They running into it. They're going to protect whoever. Yeah. But they just take advantage of it sometimes, and they abuse their power and their job position. They abuse it.
Right.
And I think they need to stop that.
And I do want to give a shout out to our interim Chief Atkins.
Chief Atkins.
Right. He's Chief Allen was the one, he just retired.
Okay.
In July, I think it was. And so Chief Atkins, I mean, he's very approachable. He's willing to sit down and talk. He's just really, really a people's person, community oriented.
And it's Chief Atkins?
Atkins.
Okay.
Yep.
Better check him out.
Chief Atkins.
So like, we're going to start closing it a little bit, but what can we do as a community right now to start making our communities better and
get more involved?
Getting
more involved, like seeing more change to grow. As Troy, like, how are you guys going to grow? What can the people do, and what can the people like you guys do to help out the community?
Right.
What things can, like, what are the first steps to take? To move on forward.
Right. Well, I'm going to tell you this, because whenever it comes time for budget, now that comes around in the beginning of the year, and the budget pretty much shows what our vision is. It pretty much funds the vision for the rest of the year. Okay. And so what needs to occur is that people need, once again, going back to the meetings, people need to come out and voice what are the concerns that the community has. And with that, because, we can either choose to listen to the community or we can choose not to listen to the community. True. But I'm going to tell you this one thing. The community can hold us accountable for that at the polls.
And supposed to.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So if we have people in these positions that are not looking out for the community, when November comes, that's whenever the voice can be said, like, listen, you've been in this position and, you've been in all these years and we haven't seen any progress. So now, what we're going to do, we're going to take you out of that position. We're going to put somebody else in there that's going to do what needs to be done in the community. Now, also with our, with the community at large, it's a matter of showing unity among one another, like coming together. Right, that unity.
That's hard to do.
All right,
that's hard to do.
That unity piece. I'm telling you. Well, and and I can tell because people have their own way of doing things, their own agenda. But I don't know if you've been to Peabody, the actual Peabody Community Club meetings. They have their meetings every third Monday at Troy Housing in the basement park.
I didn't even know that.
Well, at 6:00 every third Monday. Okay. And as a matter of fact, Lewis Smith is the president.
Is he?
He is.
That's my neighbor.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that.
And I work with him. Like, he comes to me and he brings me things that the community is saying. And so they voice their opinion to him or what their needs are. And he'll reach out to me and say,
man, as much as I done talked to him, he didn't even tell me this.
Wow.
I could voice a lot of things.
Yes.
Start now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Might start tonight to wake him up. I got stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
For real.
Some things need to change.
Exactly, man. So is there anything that you want to, tell the people or let them know?
Well, I do want to say, listen, we have to be patient. We purchased 117 acres of land last year, 2018, and we have a company that's coming in order to give recommendations of what can be placed out there. So, things such as sheets, Biscuitville, some hotels, those different things are possibilities with that 117 acres of land.
Where's the land at?
Right off the bypass.
Okay, that's good.
Right off the bypass.
Yeah, it's really convenient.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Right down the road.
And being able even to attend to, with the AmeriCal, which is just expanded with 70 plus jobs out there, and their median is around $46,000 a year. So which is way above what what we're dealing with here in the town as well. So just being able to be patient, reach out to me, let me know. There's no need of talking among one another negative if it's not brought to me. Give me the opportunity, and then you can go back and say, I did bring it to her, and she didn't do what I tell you.
And what's the way people can get in touch with you or reach you?
Yeah, they can reach me at the town hall. The town hall is located on Main Street, and they can come in and either set up a meeting, even on Facebook. I have a Facebook page, Sherri Allgood, Mayor of Troy. I put a lot of things out there, and people can actually go in and schedule meetings for me, 30-minute, hour meetings that they can sit down and talk. And I've had young people come in.
That's good.
Yes, they've come in and have spoken and sit down. What are you going to do for Troy? What you going to do different?
See, that's good. She's making herself open and available for people to come talk to her like that. And that's how Barack Obama was. I feel like people can get close to the president. Most time people push you off like, oh, I'm the mayor now, or I'm the president. I can't talk right now.
No, you got more power. Like you get.
Yeah, but that's pretty good though. That's pretty good that people can do that. And so you go schedule your meetings at the town hall, you said?
Right. You can go to the town hall and because sometimes I'm there. If not, leaving a message, and then I'll contact usually within a day or so. And also, once again, on Facebook, I have like a link that you can go in and go through that link and being able to schedule a time. They're able to see my available dates and available times as well.
We'll link it down in the description.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll put your links in the description of the video. And that's pretty good. What I get out of this conversation tonight is, we need to unite. We need to start attending the meetings.
Right.
If you want to improve the community, help improve the community, you got to do that. Go attend the meetings. Talk to people. And you said Lewis Smith, you can get in touch with Lewis. And Lewis is a familiar face in the community too, so people can always talk to Lewis. And does he still drive the bus?
No, I think he's retired with everything now.
Okay, so he definitely could be in touch with him. So definitely got to do that, man. Unite with each other and attend these meetings because we want to get in on the budgets. We want to create new things around here. And I know a lot of people have ideas, but they never come to life because you never come out and speak it out in public. And we got to start doing that. And like for organizations like Moco Life 910, other business owners around the way, Tia Capel, young business owners with aspiration, and they got a lot of ideas. Bring them to the table.
That's it.
Bring them to the table. Let's start talking about it and start expanding our ideas and trying to make something happen. But I'm really glad you took time out to come sit down with us tonight. I know it's a Friday night. Y'all could be doing a whole lot of other things, but they're here with us. First in Business Podcast. And we love our new mayor, and we're going to back you on everything. And we're going to, of course, if we have ideas or something, we're going to come to you.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, definitely going to do that, man. And so we support you on First in Business. And Italy, anything you need to tell the people before we get out of here?
Stay tuned for the next podcast.
Exactly. First in Business, baby.
Next week. Weekly.
Pastor Mayor Sherri Allgood of Troy, North Carolina.
Thank you.
Peace.